The storm is still raging when the first sign of trouble appears, a solid golden egg, abandoned in the dark mud beneath the banyan tree. Any thought of the storm or the missing chicken vanishes the moment the village chief sees the prize. He claims the treasure for the village, his hands already closing tightly around the gold. It's never there at all. Pak Pandir remains outside the scramble. He's looking at the ground, where the rain hasn't yet washed away 3 words: tell the truth. While the others see a fortune, he sees a command. The presence of infinite wealth has stripped away the village's social contract in a single night, turning the existing power structure into a desperate race for possession. Pak Pandir follows the old man's walking stick into the mist, arriving at the banyan tree before the sun can break the horizon. The old man describes the chicken as a recurring disaster, a force that has visited this village before and left nothing behind but ashes. He explains this history through a repeating cycle. Sudden wealth brings brief prosperity, but quickly sours into internal fighting and collapse. The center is always the object itself. The more villagers try to own it, the more the community fractures. This gold changes the cost of betrayal. It makes the risk of turning on a neighbor feel like a necessary price for a potential payout. While the chief tries to lock the gold behind doors, the old man gives Pak Pandir a heavier task: keep the chicken safe without ever trying to own it. This debt of the soul falls to the fool because his heart is still open to compassion. The wise men are already too busy calculating their shares to listen to warnings. Pak Pandir returns to find the village in uproar. The golden egg is gone, stolen from the chief's protection before the first light of day. The loss turns the village into a landscape of whispers. Neighbors watch each other from behind shutters, convinced that every shadow hides a thief. The chief needs a scapegoat to maintain his grip. He points to Pak Pandir's early morning walk and forbids him from leaving his home, turning the village's only honest man into its primary suspect. Greed has inverted the village's roles. The leaders have become tyrants driven by loss, while the man who carries the truth is treated like a criminal. Night returns, but the usual sounds of the forest are drowned out by a heavy silence. The shared trust that built this village has vanished. Pak Pandir finds the golden chicken waiting at his door. It is no longer the pristine creature from the forest. Its glowing feathers are now matted with dark blood. Keeping his promise, Pak Pandir follows the bird as it leads him away from the houses and down toward the edge of the river. At the water's edge, he finds what the village has truly lost. A child's cloth floats in the current, and a distant, desperate cry echoes from the darkness. A community fixated on claiming unearned wealth eventually pays with its own future. In the end, it is the fool who understands that compassion is the only currency that matters.